And again, Google Lens was my friend. Now, Google Lens on clear glass, not our friend. But, you do as best you can. And luckily, because of this weird, whatever this is, it's not dust, but there's something on here. It's almost like a spray paint or something, but it does scrape off. Because of that, it actually gave more dimensionality to the glass, so it was easier to take a picture of it.
Well, if you got $1, won't just lousy down. Know that I got rhythm that could suit your butt.
And look at what I found. I'm just slowly getting back into the world of sourcing. Fact of the matter is, I had so much inventory for so long, wasn't really sure what I was doing. The eBay business had slowed down. I wasn't doing as many YouTube sales, and my booth wasn't doing particularly well. But made some changes, got a bigger booth, and suddenly I'm doing much better and more things are rotating through that. Starting to do more things on eBay. Slowly, I'm chewing away at my excess inventory and I'm getting to a point where I need to find more. Well, I went to Goodwill and I saw this sitting on the vase shelf. Okay, I was not looking for a vase in general. I do sell vases and I actually like selling porcelain and glass vases. But what I was primarily looking for was some barware that I could add to my new area in my booth. And what I've discovered is in some cases, the pitchers, the mixing glasses, things like that, they don't get recognized or identified exactly what they are. And they end up in the vase section, with all the clear vase. And this was sitting on the top shelf because it's very tall. So it's on the top shelf. And luckily, that little emblem was facing out. If it had been the other way, I probably would not have paid any attention to it. But luckily, it was facing out. And it attracted my attention. And when I pulled it out, I realized, one, this was made very well. It's a blown glass vase. It was not blown in a mold, or if it was exceptionally well fire polished because there is no remnant of a mold line anywhere on here. So I think this was freeform blown. It has a very nice rim on the top that also seemed very well done. So I'm thinking, okay, this is probably a studio piece. Is it a mass production piece? Again, still fairly well done. And then there was this. And hopefully you can see it. There's a weird, it's not dust. Luckily, I kind of scratched into it. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to be able to clean it off. But there's this emblem on the front that, if you look at it in just the right way, it looks like an eagle. Well, thank you to Google Lens. I did a little digging. I went ahead and bought it because price tag's still on there. It was $3.99. And why isn't it showing up on my big screen here? Come on. You can do it. There it is. Barely see it. $3.99. I'm just too much of a glare, I guess. There it is. A little bit easier to see. $3.99. So for $3.99, even if it was just a simple glass vase, it's kind of cool looking.Maybe I could hold on to it till the 4th of July, and have something that's got the American Eagle symbol on there. Whatever. It was worth a flyer. I thought it was well made. It seemed to speak to me. And I went back and did some digging. And again, Google Lens was my friend. Now, Google Lens on clear glass, not our friend. But, you do as best you can. And luckily, because of this weird, whatever this is, it's not dust, but there's something on here. It's almost like a spray paint or something, but it does scrape off. Because of that, it actually gave more dimensionality to the glass. So it was easier to take a picture of it. And I was able to find this in a couple of other listings. And in the listings that I found, they were identifying it as Blanco. Okay. This, to me, did not scream Blanco. I'm not a Blanco aficionado. I did know that they did clear glass, but I know them primarily from colored glass and also from very modern, funky-looking glass. This is a fairly traditional-looking piece. But it popped out in multiple places. Sometimes you see it on the internet. It must be true. Other people copy it and then it shows up in theirs. So I'm like, how else can I find this? So I started looking, all right, if I didn't know what this was, what would I consider it? So I said, okay, tall, glass vase, eagle. And I put, emblem, eagle applique. Because what this is, I kind of skipped the lead here. It is molten glass that was put on the outside of this vase after it was made. And then a mold medallion of something pushed into it to then form this eagle. So that's why the outside is somewhat rough. It's like a little amorphous because literally it was like a blob of molten glass and then pressed in, kind of, you think of like a wax seal. That's how that was made. So again, you assume this was probably something maybe not full-scale production, but more of a studio piece, that there was probably more than one of these because they did something to make that emblem. And so that's where I started finding some other examples, and then it linked me to the Blanco, not really their website because they're out of business, but kind of like a collector's site. And I'll put the links and all that in the descriptions of the video. But then most important, I found the Blanco catalog from, okay, everyone, pop quiz. When do you think a vase that was made with the American Eagle symbol was most likely created by a company that is now out of business? That's correct, class. 1976. It was a bicentennial edition production. And I found the catalog online that actually lists this piece, has production number, came in multiple sizes. Bingo, found the piece, have a Blanco clear glass version of it. I forgot now the size. So measure it really quick, but this was the tallest version, I believe, of all the ones they had. So yeah, this is like 12 and a half inches tall. So a nice size piece. Based on the prices of others that have been listed and sold, I did really well for $3.99. So we'll see where this ends up. I don't know if I'll be able to get top dollar for it at my booth. So it might show up on my eBay store, or who knows, it might show up in a YouTube sale someday soon. But for now, you never know what you're going to find at Goodwill.